the need to make this video and let's watch this first because it's so annoying. So this is for me and for others that experience like me. Let's watch it.
You are not an energy source for people who refuse to do the inner work. And there's people in the past who thought that you were. And they're coming to the blunt, stark realization that whatever access they had to you that allowed them to access you in that way, that door has been shut and bolted and glued, and there's something heavy in front of it. They are not getting through. Let's unpack it. I'm picking up on this energy of like ant traps. When you have an ant outbreak, an outbreak of something that's pestering and something that together, okay, when ants form a group together, they can get things done, okay? But there's this thing with ants. I learned the other day that when there's like some kind of water issue, the ants will at times form a raft, and the lower ants will have to sacrifice themselves and so that the other ants can travel to safety. And then once they get there, they climb off and leave the lower ants that did not make it to the top of the raft to just float off. And that's what this is. It's like they only have this power to go against you when they all come together. But the second there's an issue, they're all going to start turning on one another real quick. And that's already happening. There's certain people who tried to go toe-to-toe with you without you even recognizing that they were doing this. So it's like they were standing in front of you invisibly, going toe-to-toe with you, while from your POV, they were standing beside you as a friend or a companion or a coworker or a partner of some sort, or a family member. But the entire time, they were really painting themselves as there when they were standing toe-to-toe with you. You just weren't standing toe-to-toe back with them. You were staying in your own lane. There's this feeling now of like, they are all starting to realize that most of them are those bottom feeder ants that are just going to get sacrificed so the other ones can get to safety. But it's too late for them to do anything about it. They made the choices that they made, and it's not even whether or not they chose to go against you, it's what they chose to do in the dark that can't stay in the dark anymore, because you've turned up your light all the way, and that is going to expose anything that's left in the darkness that was still associated with you. And these people needed a few things to happen. They needed you to not turn up your light. They needed you to stay in the darkness, because then not only would their stuff not get exposed, but you would never be standing in your light to see it either. Hence, allowing them to continue to project their own issues onto you and try to get you to do stuff that you would rather keep in the dark, so they could convince you to stay in the dark and not step into your own light, as to not air out your own stuff, which you never accumulated because you did not fall under the weight of their projections. There was this big plan in place to hit you where it hurts, to get you deep in your heart space about some kind of longing or some kind of desire for completion of some semblance of a feeling of completion. It's like they knew how to hit you right there, right where they thought it would break you. But in essence, all they did was motivate you. It took a minute to get it there. It took some pain and sifting through to get it there. But looking back now, you can recognize clear as day that all it did was motivate you, because they put you into a situation where it's sink or swim. And you had at least one thing worth swimming for. They underestimated that. They underestimated that the thing that you felt compelled to keep swimming for, even when you were swimming in quicksand, they did not recognize how hard you were willing to fight for that one thing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And they recognize clear as day now that there's nothing they could do to get you to not fight for that one thing. Because the only way they were ever going to stop you was to get you to stop yourself. And recognizing what you are able to recognize now, that once they realize they can't stop you from continuing to fight, even if it's the last thing you do for that one thing, they have seen firsthand that your mindset about the thing or the person that you would fight for to the DEATH, they've seen that they could literally push it there and you won't stop fighting. You won't stop continuing to give your all for this one piece of something that's very important to you in your life, so that they know that there's no way they can get you to stop yourself. They've seen it. They've tested it. And now they know that that boomerang of karma, their exposure of you, they exposed you. They exposed exactly what you're all about. because it's not yourself. And it's not the darkness they tried to project on you. It's the one thing or the one person you're willing to fight for, that you're willing to keep living for through all the darkness. They saw clear as day. And now everyone's going to see clear as day what it is that they needed so badly to hide and why. And I know that you probably hear messages like this often, that karma is coming and all of this, but something has shifted. Something has shifted in a bigger way. Those who are ready to see, it's like they've been activated. So those who were kind of on the sidelines, those who were kind of bystanders, those who weren't under spiritual or otherwise attack, okay? They're like the audience, except they're now recognizing that they too were part of the play. They too were part of the show. They too have an opinion that will matter in how their own karma unfolds, and they're starting to recognize that all is not what it seems. And there's this feeling of when the people are ready to listen and at least hear the truth being presented with open mind and open ears, that's when the curtains start to go and the show really begins.
Correct. They will come to you, even families, friends, or past personals, which is means they always say ex, your ex or past person. It means your own family, friends, co-workers, community, from your past. All of that people all over the world, whoever you encounter is a past. Even present is a past. Because they are still on karmic energy in being a toxic person. It's like they are finding something to you to siphon. Those vampires, personal energy eaters, you cannot get. They are actually deaf if you are say you're going to say, go ask God for it because I asked for it and do your work for yourself. And if you guide them, explain to them, then later on, okay. Like that, like this. After again, the negative came back again. Then you explain it again. Then became worse again, the negative. Then, well, I don't care anymore. I experienced that to someone. I can say to my grandmother, I told everything that I hated. I told everything why she's feeling like that. I told everything. Just nothing like poker face. If you cannot find that connection to God, oh, it's my bad. It's not my fault. Well, I don't care if you are going to think I'm a bad person. I just tell the truth, everything in front of her face. I thought he will go and act and say, oh, my heart, my high blood again, because he has a tendency of like that. And even though you are going to tell to the children, they won't actually believe. Us that seeing it within her premises or side. Well, I know they know also. She is actually a good person. But because of the experiences that he had from other people, he became like that. She became like that. My grandfather has a third party. And our grandmother saw it from her own eyes. And her age at the time is maybe 18 or 19 years old. She married our grandfather in 18 years old. So maybe that time near to 19 years old or exactly 19 years old. She is still young and innocent at that part. So I have told her everything that I've experienced through this WAD. That why life is like this and why your life is like this. The result of your consequences of your decisions. Why it became like that. I know she is realizing. But there's still a doubt and fear and denying part. Because of ego, pride, and selfishness. And I know, from this testimony, not only me is experienced that. So, if inside the family it's already corrupted, I know it's all over the world already. Because we don't know how to respond for our consciousness that or projection that others giving to us. But accepting it as it is, especially if you're still young, you know that you are being fed, I can see. You can still not stand by your own. There's always a time that because I experienced this one also. Those, the give is they always make it as a blackmail to hold you also. It's like, ano ba? What's the English of that? Sinisingil. It's like asking for the death itself. Not experience that through the family because there are some quite sometimes we can say we are hard-headed, but maybe sometimes they don't know how to make a correction in you, then that's the way they do it. And I saw some people do it to other people also. In movies also. It's so awkward also in when you experience and you're going to look on a real reality life on someone also. Wow. I'm only the one who is experiencing, but wow. They are also experiencing and it's worse and I can say awkward also. So that's and you will realize that wow, that's how people really became is because of money also. The money that our ancestors uh, invented, it should become a toll. But because of that urges to be on top and having a power, be a rich millionaire, billionaire, who can step whatever we wanted or the hard life because of that money. We didn't think what we will say in act to others. It's a kind of black magic. So I'm going to add what's that witchcraft is. Everything we do is witchcraft actually. What we say, what we think, what we act is a witchcraft. If it's bad, how come it's a witchcraft? Because if others see or so that if their idol, a vlogger or a leader or etc., any known person likes to say bad words and act bad actions to others, and everything that they will put that person in court, he or she will always have a way, or I can say because they don't know how still they don't know how to that person think, but the way the action itself, the words in the action, they will do it also. It's a witchcraft. It's the consequences. It's the it's like the projection, karma. What you will do, what others will do, it's a witchcraft. If the example is good, then that person is motivated with that good person. He will or she will do it also as being a good person, right? If that if that's how inside the family, inside a community, inside a friendship, inside of everyone, then we can go to that golden age that we are saying, and the golden bloodline also, or the royal bloodline, not the rich family about the money, because reality, are they ignorant or idiot of thinking that that royal blood family is about money? Sorry about that word, because it's very annoying. It's coming again and again from someone. Being, it's tiring actually. Even though you can always come with a peace and ease, but the experience itself is coming again and again. But God always give you that good peace and ease inside. And still, the freedom is there. The unconditional freedom. But it's like people loves to project their miserable life. And they want you to experience it also. Their urges to control someone is always there. What's with that actually? You yourself are putting yourself in hell also. And you're controlling also your freedom. You're not giving for yourself. Because you're giving condemnation to others. If you think what I'm doing is condemnation, oh, realize it. Is it not your eyes and your ears is opening from the truth? Then you will realize something. And yeah, why is it like that? Yes, we really became like that. Right? The realization itself. I hope inside the families, because it's the very first number one example to lead who you are outside the world. Inside the friendship, it's always the family is the number one. If we observe that our if you're advanced, I can say, or number one, that like observing something that's good. If you observe that it's like my parent is not giving the right, just continue and build that through your own self. Don't find it to someone. Because that's the person that is seeking also. That's why they think that you can give a positive energy to them. They don't realize that it's only a guide, a helping hand to build their self. It's like they wanted to, you yourself to do it for them. No. The main role here is you have to do it by your own self. No one can do for you but your own self. Oh, this is a good topic also. If you don't understand something, ask that person that you think you can give an advice. But if it cannot give furthermore, that it's like you are seeking more. It's the answer. The number one answer is God. Go to him. Go to him. I mean, pray, read the gospel, or observe the experiences that you are experiencing through your life. Maybe the answer is there. It's what's given, but you are not seeing it. It's like the connection that you are seeking, because this is an experience also, that if you brag about God, you started to do your purposes to Him. Share. It's like even the connection they are seeking from you. No, it's you yourself will realize, because we have different kinds of purposes. We have different of ways to connect something. Not every wisdom is the same. It's different one for one wisdom. Every wisdom, one person all over the world is different. Yes, being here in search of purpose, being a mother, father, child, your jobs, etc. Any kind is a purpose, but spirituality is different. The way I connect, the way I share, the way I give you information is different from others also, from you also. If you understand something and you connect it from your wisdom, that's how it works. And if you see something or listen to someone and you think that the wisdom is enough, then if you can explain it through your wisdom, it is good. Believe it. And if you're still doubting with your wisdom and knowledge, ask God to make it more broader, to sharpen it, that you have to work through yourself also. Seek your weakness, seek your sins, seek everything, blemishes from you, even the smallest. Then accept them. For the sins, ask forgiveness, repentance. Even though you are only thinking, it's a way of confessing also. Because it starts from here, how we connect with our Father. The wisdom is here also. And if you want to advance, yes, you want the change, you want to welcome. But you want others to do it to you. Why? No, 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 no. What the fuck? Go to hell. No one will do but you yourself. You're delusionally imagining that someone can do it for you. We are delusional or an illusion, and a part of illusion if we are thinking like that. That freedom that we are asking is in peace. Being a poor or rich, we can only give it through ourselves, by our own selves also. Because every person in this world has a problem. How can they give it to you? And they needed to work on themselves also. Ask yourself. It's a common sense, right? Advice for those people that loves to project their insecurities, especially those who are going outside, the preachers, and coming through home in home or inside the family. Because in one family, there's always one that always brags about God. Before going against, look back the consequences, because you will give them a feeling of ending their life because of that experiences from you people. Don't let that people or that person feel that one, because additional to your spiritual. Why not guide that person also or ask why? Or maybe you have to change to your life why? Because really, it's like they are coming, all of them are coming against you. If you really realize it's normal actually, but through their ways of projecting their insecurities to you, it's like there's a difference of toxic person in the healed person or awakened actually. Awakened or healed person can handle itself even though it's not feeling well, especially sick. In that toxic person, observe that when she or he is stressed, depressed, or on a sick stage, why like her or his world is like on the hell. But why is that awakened or healed person or on the light side? Already on the light side. Why is it that even though the situation is stressful, depressful, or he or she should experience anxiety and he or sick, why still that person is still doing its best to stand up and produce something? It doesn't want that. There's a part, of course, that you if you're not feeling well, you as me as experiencing it. You wanted to go to bed the whole day, but there's a part now. Why should I go to bed if even little things I should do, like at least cooking or because the sink has a full of dishes. Then at least even little I can do something. You know what I mean? The differences, and you cannot hear complain in compared to that person actually. So and about bragging about the sickness, and the toxic people always complains and compare and brag about their sickness, about their feelings. But that person that can stand by itself can shut up actually. Understand that that part is maybe that spirituality and physically that feeling well. That's why it's sick or depressed or stressed that time. So just be it. But being a toxic, now I understand the difference between a toxic and that they are saying. Excuse me, my nose is plugged. Reality. I'm sorry if you are the blade from the words. It it cuts your ego in pride, or it's like it it is ano yun, daggering the pride and ego, and hurt will come, and it's angry will come also because reality. How can you complain, etc. It's like this if it's your fault itself. You cannot even think why you're experiencing those sickness, especially when you are old, and compare it from your experiences why you became sick on your old age, on that being young age. What happened? Why your body is like this? Maybe you overwork it, or you stress and depress yourself through your whole life. Then the consequences of your old age is, and especially if you experience hardship, then weaken this to others people, then you didn't forgive them, they forgive yourself, because there's always a connection when you experience weakness to other people, because you involve yourself from them. Yes, of course you can sometimes we cannot see the future. That's why sometimes or people are really good in hiding their personalities sometimes, and later on especially if you that person that you are having bad experiences is the husband or wife, there's a part of decision at that part. You have to forgive yourself because you married that person or you involve yourself from that person's personals, and you have to forgive them also, so that that's the meaning of eternal freedom. That eternal freedom or is a peace that they are saying also, that you have to remove yourself from those kinds of, you have to always remember to forgive ourselves or them. We have to always think ourselves also and give the boundaries, and that's the boundary that it seeks it is seeking actually. I'm sorry, my nose is plug. Wait, that's it. I think that's enough. experience connection. You can reverse it to other experiences also. There's many ways to explain it. So making a video is not enough. OMG, I think this is enough words for this one. And I hope you have understand something. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification, comment if you want, and share so I my next videos.